Let's get it. Hey, what's happening, family? My name is Tyler.
I'm checking in with you.
And this is the Uncharted podcast, right? The first official, in person.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Podcast that we got going, man. So we got the whole little setup for y'all. You know, people ask for it.
Something light,
Something like whatever. You know what I mean? People ask for it, we trying to deliver. You know what I mean? So we, the man flew out to Colorado, the great state. Right? Rocky Mountain. Beautiful. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, my man flew out from Atlanta, from Georgia, and landed, had a safe flight. How was the flight? Talk about the whole experience. That was the first time flying, right?
Yeah, very first flight. And I'm scared of heights, so you can imagine how my nerves were. But everybody I talked to, man, they kept me pretty calm. Advised me on, how to go about taking the flight.
Yeah.
Making sure I knew what terminals and everything to go to, reading the signs. But the roughest part, man, was just the takeoff.
Right. And you flew at one of the craziest times, bro, because one of the biggest storms in modern history just so happened to be on the night that you scheduled your flight.
Crazy, but because I saw like an article that there was impending bad weather, but kind of already booked, so I was like, nah, I ain't gonna back out, so I'm not gonna focus on it too much.
God got you. God got you.
Hey, God had me, boy, I'm telling you. But yeah, man, I had a safe trip, man. Good experience, just leaving the country, or not the United States, leaving the country, as in, the rural area, little Swainsboro, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Not knocking the city, but
shout out to Swainsboro.
Yeah, small town, but man, it's just been a whole different experience out here, man. Just these views, man, seeing different people. I've been enjoying it, man, the whole time, man. And I just appreciate you, just taking me around, showing me what's out here,
Come on, man. You ain't got to say that, man. It's all love, man. We family, so that's the least I can do.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy, bro, because we've done in a day's time, bro. I feel like we
accomplished a lot, bro. We hit the ground running.
Some real life explorers out here. In these streets, bro.
Hey. Hence the photos, I'm pretty sure y'all seen them, and more to come. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely more to come.
And,
stay tuned.
And that leads me to my next point, man. Like we know we've been kind of behind the mic, so it kind of seems like impersonal, but we're trying to change that, man. So we putting ourselves out there a little bit more,
Listen, y'all asked for it. Y'all wanted us to be out in front of the camera. Y'all wanted the pictures. Y'all wanted the videos. Y'all wanted the footage, right? We getting that for y'all. We giving y'all what y'all wanted, man. Y'all asked for it, so we gonna do that for y'all, man. We even set up a little studio in the crib, basement, whatever. Right? And we doing this for y'all, bro. Like, of course, this is our passion and all that, but we was cool being just behind the mic. You know what I mean? Completely fine with it. But we serve y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we here, we provide a service to y'all, we provide information to y'all, and so. If we got to go based off the feedback that y'all give, you feel what I'm saying? If y'all want the footage, if y'all want the videos, if y'all want the pictures, we're gonna do that for y'all, man. Because like I said, y'all are our priority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, man, we here, man. We out here in Colorado Springs.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the city. Shout out to the mountains.
Yeah.
Shout out to the state. Shout out to God, bro.
For making it.
He listen.
Keeping me on that flight, boy.
Shout out to God, bro. Cause first. Definitely keeping you on that flight, getting you here.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, man, like one of the biggest storms, hurricanes. Was it a hurricane or tornado? Tornado. One of the biggest tornadoes.
The last headline I saw, man, they had killed 50 people.
Was it? I thought it was up to 70, bro.
It might have been. Ain't no telling what it was at now.
Hey, man, rest in peace to those who.
Yeah, and condolences to those families, man.
Definitely, man, who lost their lives in that storm, bro. Yeah. And that's tragic, man. That's something that no one can really properly plan for. Mm-hmm. And so man, we're gonna have a quick and brief moment of silence for those individuals who were affected maybe lost their lives or had loved ones who lost their lives in that storm, man. So quick, 3-second moment of silence for them cats, and a quick prayer. All right, amen. All right, so let's get into it, man, because death is the inevitable. It's
whether
something
we want
that
to face it or not, like everyone has to die.
It's gonna happen.
It's a touchy subject, but we got to talk about it.
We got to. And listen, it's Uncharted everywhere else, right? But we talk that talk on here, man.
Yes, sir.
You feel what I'm saying?
Sir.
We don't shy away from those subjects on this podcast, and it's one of those things where, like, of course, death is death, and you can think about it at face value. But what we want to talk to y'all about today is legacy, right? One, what is legacy, and how many people do you think actually consider their legacy just living their day-to-day lives, bro?
I don't think it's many, man. And to be honest, like that's something that I just started recently, to consider, my everyday walk, man. And I told you this story, but I'm gonna repeat it for our people, man. It's like like I said, I'm afraid of heights. So and it was my first time flying, what was that, last night? But and not saying it in the sense of I was like scared, but just the fact that, like, I realized, especially when it took off, that I could die, and you can die from anything, man. But it was just the fact that I guess that I was already afraid of heights and afraid of getting on the plane. That this time was like, okay, yeah, I could possibly die, and it made me think, like, man, what have I really done, or who have I really helped, in my 27 going on 28 years of life, man. What would I be remembered for if I did die today? And I just thought, I was like, man, I appreciate my life, the ups and downs that I've gone through so far, but honestly, like, I know that I haven't done anything to set my kids up, my family up, in the future if I were to pass, man. So I was like, man, like, wow, like, my kids will really have to basically try to figure it out if I don't make it back home. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, you know what? This just really opened my eyes. So, man, it's like, I know when I get home, man, I'm gonna have to really turn up the grind, man, and appreciating the grind, but also turning up on the grind, because I haven't set my kids up, in a place where if dad isn't here, they'll still be good. Of course, I got family members that's gonna make sure that they're okay, but at the same time, man, it's like that's my namesake, so I gotta do the best I can, make sure they're okay and their kids okay, once I'm gone, man. So, and that's just something we want to speak to y'all about, man. Is just considering your legacy, like, what are you leaving behind? What are you setting up today that's gonna carry your namesake even when you're gone? 10, 20 years, people still know, oh, he or she was responsible for this. They helped this person. You get what I'm saying?
And
so,
see, I was just about to say, bro, like, kids, that's a given. You know what I mean? Like, without it really being explained or talked about in too much detail, bro, like, your kids are your legacy. You know what I mean? That's a given. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you should do everything in your power to make sure that legacy is secure. You know what I mean? But outside of that, right, I think that's also something people need to think about. Right? Like, what I mean by that is, of course, how you affect your kids, how you, what are the good things or the good pieces of you that you've left behind for your kids, but what pieces have you planted in your circle that can continue to live on when you're gone? Right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you want to be remembered? Because I think that's what I feel like when we think about legacy and when we really talk about it. and what it is and what it means to us, I think we need to define for ourselves what we want our legacy to be. Right?
So, yeah.
Me, I'm gonna tell you, bro, like, I want my legacy to be I want to be the person that planted little seeds, little thoughts in each person's head, right? And each seed grows into this hunger for more information, and then that information turn into action to eventually set themselves up, each individual, and their family.
Yeah, hey, that's deep, bro.
That's what I want my legacy to be. You know what I mean? So how can I do that? Okay, I have friends. I don't have many because here's the thing about me and friends, bro. Like I was just talking to Grip about this, man, offline or whatever, man. I don't have that many friends, bro, and there's a reason I don't have that many friends. It's not because I'm not cool, and it's not because I'm not this or that.
Yeah.
I don't have that many friends, bro, because I go real hard for the people that I rock with.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, you know what I mean, you can kind of attest to that, bro. Like I'm on call 24/7.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? For the people
know.
that I rock with. You know what I mean? And so I got like 3 or 4 strong like people that I really rock with, right? And I feel like if I have too much more than that, I'd be taken away from the friend that I actually am, and the full services that I can provide each individual.
Yeah.
Like each individual is
it's
one of those 4.
So much of yourself that you can give out.
Exactly.
And be genuine. You
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so for me, right, when I think about legacy, I think about, okay, how can I put myself in a place where I can still continue to plant those seeds in each individual person, right?
Make sure you still recording.
And
okay.
Yep, we still in. How can I continue to plant those seeds in multiple people, right? Outside of the 4 or 5 of my closest circle, my circle or whatever. How can I continue to plant those seeds? Well, for me, right, besides my kids, of course, because that's going to be the legacy that I don't even have to talk about, right?
Like you said, that's a given.
That's a given. It's
gonna happen. That should be automatic.
It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Outside of that, I would like to be remembered as the person who changed the way people think about life, health, and wealth. You understand? And so it's crazy, bro, because because you always talking about, how I did stuff for you, bro, but you actually came to me with this idea to start this podcast, bro. I know I love to motivate people. I always have loved to do that, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I love to see people do good, bro. Like it's people say that, and it's kind of cliche, bro, but it's like anybody that I've helped on a personal level can tell you that I legit enjoy the fruits of me helping someone succeed, bro.
And it's like, not to pat yourself on the back. It's like you genuinely love to see somebody doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Love it. And it's crazy how rare it is, even though it sounds it sounds stupid for that to even be rare. You know what I mean? Like I feel like because I'm the way I am, I feel like everybody should have that in them. Yeah. You know what I mean? But of course,
set up like
everybody's not set up like that. Yeah. That's okay. I realize that and I understand that. But yeah, man, that's what I want my legacy to be. So what am I doing to ensure that happens, right? Well, we're doing it now. We're speaking on this podcast, man. Like if I can change or if I can implant a thought process or a seed that can grow into a more inquiring mind that could potentially put that person in a different mental space, which will then transform into them taking action. Yes. Which will then transform into them gaining some type of success. Yeah. You know what I mean? In their life, I've done my job. Yeah. I've left my legacy.
It's called Uncharted Mind, people.
You feel me? And so like I said, I don't do it for I don't talk about people I help. I don't care about. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not. We got to get away from that, bro. We got to get away from, and I want to stay on the same subject of legacy and all that, but we got to get away from wanting notoriety for the help that you give people, right? Because help's supposed to be selfless.
That's a fact. And
You know what I mean?
you know, and it's supposed to be like you say selfless, but it's focused on the person that you're helping, not on you and how it's gonna make you look or how you think it's gonna make you look. You know what I'm saying? And if you even get a thank you on the back end of it or not, you get what I'm saying? Because you're not always gonna get that thank you. You ain't gonna always get that appreciation from the person.
Stop looking for something in return for you just helping people and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And just being a genuine person. Stop looking for stuff in return, bro.
And don't act like you're not looking for something, but you are still looking for something.
Exactly.
Like the notoriety.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. Don't do that.
But we digress. But so what would I like for my legacy to be? But outside of my children, that's something I honestly haven't thought about. Like, I guess in general though, it's just that people know that I was, you know, to my best, man, just a nice guy. Like, you know, I want to be known as a person that'll give you the shirt off my back, not even think twice about it, man. Just someone that you could talk to and not worry about hearing your, you know, private information being spewed out in the streets. Just a genuine, honest person, man. And not to say I'm perfect, but you know, I try to progress every day, you know, and I self-realize that, you know, I'm not perfect. And then the things that I fall short on, you know, I try every day to improve. And that's another thing too, man, I like to be known for is to be that person that never stayed stagnant, that never stayed in that one mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to be known for evolving,
exactly.
not staying in the box. Even when I get old, man, I don't even want to be like that old person that can't take any new information from like the younger generation. So that's what I think I like to be known for, man. Is just being an open-minded person, open-hearted, open-handed. You know what I'm saying, and never holding anything back from someone, whether I thought they needed the help or not. You know what I'm saying? It just came out the heart.
Yeah.
And just, you know, always realizing that, you know, God gonna keep me covered regardless.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I think I like to be known for, man. It's my legacy.
And see, that's dope, bro, because I kind of feel like if we asked 100 people this question, bro, I feel like maybe one or two people would have answered that question the way you answered. Because you got to think about what you said, man. You want your legacy to be, you want people to know that you're a genuinely nice dude, caring dude, compassionate cat, right? That's not what most people would ask for or would think of when they think of their legacy. They usually people want notoriety.
Yeah.
You know, usually people want to be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
You know. But here's the thing with that, right? All that means nothing if you don't have the characteristics to go with it.
Because think about it, and I forgot who I heard talking about this, but when you die and at your funeral, like, nobody's gonna remember you for like 99% of the stuff that society deems as being success these days. They gonna remember you as the person that, man, he was always there, you know. He was always the person I could talk to, I can come to. He'd give me the shirt off his back. You know what I'm saying? Not how many cars you had.
And you know why? You know why? You know why that is?
Tell them.
Because people will forget what you do for them at a moment's notice, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
That's a bar.
You know what I mean?
They'll
never forget.
And that's think a fact. Yeah.
Think of, because I can't tell you how many people that I went to school with or that I you know, I was around when I was younger. You know what I mean? Because I don't go home. I don't go back home, you know, often. But I can't remember half of those cats' names. You know what I mean? Let alone other things about them. But every single one of the people that is brought up to me that I've met, I do remember how that person made me feel.
Yeah, and their character,
exactly.
how their vibe, how they moved around you. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that's hard to forget. Like the essence of a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I want my essence to be like, man, he was just a good dude. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't even want much out of my legacy. Like I said, besides for my kids, I want to leave them the world, but to the world, man, I just the best I feel like I can do is, man, just for people to remember that I was just a good guy, and man, and I feel like too, what I realize is that I don't help as much as I could possibly do. I feel like I help others, without looking for anything in return, but it's always more that you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm thinking into other ways, how I can help others or how we can do it as a show, like maybe, I don't know, like a toy drive or something, man, for Christmas time, or, just getting into, because that's what we here for, man, is to help, like,
yeah, bro.
And we're still figuring out, the best way that we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. Like, that's a given. Like, we ain't setting this podcast up like for money. You know what I'm saying? Once the money comes along, that's cool. But we've already discussed that, a big portion of that is going to be, geared towards giving back, donations, and all that. So, man, like, if y'all are part of our family, man, just know that it's genuine. We love y'all, just as much as y'all love us, and we're gonna spread that love to other people, man. And, just give back to our community and give back to the world, at some point. So just
that's huge, bro. Because there's a lot of things I want to give back too, right? And we're gonna kind of backtrack a little bit, right? Because kind of glossed over the kid thing, right? Not saying that it's not important. Kids aren't important. They're super important. And I could actually say that I've already planted things into my kids based off their actions, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all this story, right? So this is how I know my legacy is secured within at least my two daughters. Should something happen to me, today or tomorrow, whatever, right? Me and my daughters, we were leaving Walmart, right? In Fayetteville, North Carolina. It was kind of cold outside a little bit. It was a little cool outside, right? So we're pulling out of Walmart. We get to the light, and there's this homeless guy. He's standing on the side of the road holding up a sign, right? And normally, if I'm of mind, if I'm not thinking about 1,000 other things that I'm normally thinking of, I'll realize that person is there, acknowledge it, do what I can to help him out, him or her, right? But at that time, I was just, mine was somewhere else, right? So my oldest daughter, Aria, and we talk about legacy. This is how, I know my legacy is secured in her, right? Because she showed this level of compassion that I've yet to see from another kid, She said, "Hey, Daddy, he doesn't have a home." I said, "Yes, baby. Sometimes people have hard times, dealing with life. This is how it goes. But if he keeps at it, God will bless him. He'll get back on his feet eventually. He'll have a home. He'll have a roof over his head. Table to put food on, all of that, right?" And I didn't go into detail, like I just did, but I basically told her that and paraphrased it. And she was like, "Well, I still want to help you." I was like, "Okay, well, what do you want to have? Like, how do you want to help? What are you thinking about, right?" Because here's the thing, man. When your kids are showing signs of that type, compassion,
you have to nourish that.
You have to.
Yeah.
Have to
gotta fertilize that.
So for me, man, like when I asked her that, right, like I didn't expect to get the response that I got. I didn't expect to get the response that I got, right? So she told me, she was like, "Hey, I want us to go across the street and go in that store and grab some food for him and bring it back. It's like, bro, I smile. I swear to God, bro, they had the biggest smile on my face, bro, and I almost dropped a tear because I'm just like, bro, she's 6, bro. You know what I mean? And the fact that she's aware and she knows what's going on, and she's so compassionate and caring about people that she don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I was like, okay, cool. So we went across the store. It was actually a Walgreens right across the store. So we went and brought $30, $40 worth of, like, you know, foods and stuff, you know, stuff that you can kind of eat quick, soups, fruit, stuff like that, right? Crackers. And then we got to this is the funny part. We actually got to the cash register to pay for everything. And she saw the gum and the candy and all that stuff. And she was like, I think he needs this. So this that she picked up was a pack of gum. I said, why does he need gum? She's like, well, he doesn't have a home, so I don't think he has a place to brush his teeth. I was like, bro, you even thinking about this man's breath right now? Like, that's crazy, bro. So it's like, even that, in a light moment, the fact that she's thinking so deeply about this person that she has no idea, like she don't know him at all.
Yeah.
So of course, I got the gum. We got all the food, paid for everything, and then we walked out. Went back across the street, and he was gone. You know what I mean? We couldn't find him. We looked for him for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Or no, it was probably 20 to 30 minutes, actually. We just couldn't find him. The dude just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. And so I say that to say, you know, it doesn't take a lifetime, and it doesn't take for your kid to grow up completely if you do have already sown some type of legacy in your kid.
No, you got to do that early. You got to do that as early as possible because, man, like, once they start getting older and start experiencing the world outside of your home, you like one of the last influences that's going to actually influence them, I feel like.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Especially, like, when you get to teenage years, and I'm just speaking from experience, like, you know, once I hit, like, 11, 12, 13, I started smelling my must. Like, I wasn't hearing that. My parents were talking about
Facebook can't say that. Facebook can't tell me to do that.
Right. Yeah, exactly, man. So, you know, just consider that, man. In your day-to-day walk, man, it's like we, and including myself at times, man, we live for the right now versus, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, or when we even dead and gone. You get what I'm saying? So it's easy to see what's immediately in front of you. You know, it's easy to get that pleasure today. But if you can hold off that pleasure, it'll be so much more fruitful in the future because you're planting that seed. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying that in the fact of
instant gratification.
Yeah. And I'm saying that in the fact of, okay, buying that latest shoe, buying that whatever it is, man. And it don't even have to be financial all the time, man. It's even mentally or spiritual, like, you know, choosing to partake in an activity that doesn't require you to exercise your mind too much. You get what I'm saying? How about swapping that out sometimes for reading a book or going to a seminar or, you know, whatever, man. Just elevating your mind state. You get what I'm saying? And it seems boring today, but man, it's gonna have so much more benefit for you in the future. So, you know, I say that to say, man, like, you know, just you have to invest in your legacy.
Yep.
Like, you can't just go through the day-to-day mundane activities and then expect like your legacy to be set in place.
To just unfold out of thin air.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to start your legacy today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't wait. You know, implement how you want to see your legacy unfold today. Matter of fact, you probably should have started on it yesterday, but you know.
You feel me? And actually start by thinking about what you want your legacy to be, bro. Like, people don't even think, bro. People don't even think about that, bro. And I'm not I'm not sitting here just acting like I'm just this all knowing almighty cat, bro.
We
Like,
saying this stuff because we were that person.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, your situation was the flight, but it kind of hit me again when I, kind of looking at the news, man, and DT, Marius Thomas,
yeah,
33, bro.
We finna be 28.
About to be
So
28,
only like
it's only 5 years
different.
older, and he's gone. Now, thankfully, he did leave a legacy, right? Because he was that person that you want people to know you for.
Yeah.
Right? But did he leave the legacy he wanted to leave? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, did he do all? He kind of made a list of when he began to think about his legacy. Like, did he check everything off the list? You know what I mean? And what's his like? Did he want his legacy to even be the nice guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I just challenge people to start thinking about that. Start thinking about
because you don't know, when your last day is.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? Young man, 33 years old,
33.
not too much older than us.
And that hit me different, bro. Because and then he also went to school near where we're from, bro. So like, and I didn't know him. I'm not gonna sit here and claim and act like I do. But I'm a diehard sports fan, right? And like when you're a fan of something, especially a diehard fan of something, you treat those individuals that you're a fan of, like distant family in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because their death affects you. Maybe not as much as obviously his family, but it affects you.
Yeah.
And so, man, his death is crazy, bro, because, again, he was only 33, 5 years older than me. And, who's to say I would even get the chance to live to 33?
That's a fact.
So, tomorrow's not promised to anybody. It's not promised to me. It's not promised to you. It's not promised to anybody in the world. And so you need to start thinking about your legacy today, right? Write it out and make a good and detailed plan as to how you want to go about achieving that. You know what I mean? Like, write it down, right? And then take action. Don't just write it down. Take action. Yeah. If you're one of those people that write stuff down and just forget about it, write it down on a sticky note. Put it on your mirror in the morning. You gotta see it every day. Put it on your front door. Put it somewhere that you know you're gonna be at. And you know you're gonna be able to see it, so you can act on it. Yeah. And make it annoying, even if it's an alarm. Make it annoying so it forces you to do it. So once you've done it, you can no longer focus too much on that one thing and move on to something else.
But here's another thing though, on the piggyback off what you're saying. Like, I don't think you get to a point of where you think you've done it. I think you still have to live it until the day you die.
Well, okay,
that's
a fact. So when I mean you've done it, I mean get to a point to where it's normal to you now.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You built a routine, and now you can do it without even having to
move on a daily basis.
Exactly.
Yeah. And too, like, I kind of harped on, leaving my kids a legacy as far as like them being financially, okay. But just like, Demarius Thomas, he was an NFL star. I'm pretty sure he made plenty of money. And hopefully, if he did have children, I'm not sure if he had kids or not, or his immediate family. Hopefully, he left them, financially well off. But, he was an NFL star. Me and you, we're not rich. You get what I'm saying? Working towards it. Not saying that's the end goal, but we're working towards it. But but we could leave this earth and still not be to that point financially where we want to be at. So at the very least, what you can do is plant those seeds of character for your legacy. You get what I'm saying? So you may not always be able to leave your kids or your family, $1 million, $10 million,
Mm-hmm.
but you can start changing your mindset today on what kind of person you want to be, what kind of person you want to be remembered for, and start planting that seeds into your friends, family, your immediate environment, your immediate network, and you could die tomorrow and still be remembered for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not really.
It's not all monetary.
Yeah, it's probably like, I don't know, 20%.
Monetary, yeah. Money is, of course, you know, you want to be able to leave it behind, but certain characteristics that you leave behind
are more beneficial than the money.
Can be, of course, it is way more. It is more beneficial. Not can be. It is more beneficial because if you leave the right characteristics behind, you provide a ground, or I guess soil, for those characteristics to grow into eventually a successful person that can create their own, you know, financial freedom for themselves and the family that you left behind. You know what I mean? And so characteristics, no argument, is one of the more important things to leave behind. You know what I mean? So yes, we talk about life, health, and of course we highlight wealth heavily on this show. But that is not the most important thing when it comes to legacy.
Yeah. You know I think it's your character. Well, it's definitely your character, man. And just your mindset, how you treat other people. You hear what I'm saying? That's the most important part of your legacy because, man, like we said, you know, at your funeral, nobody gonna remember like how much money you had. We're not gonna talk about how much money you had. You know, all the crap that you had while you were still on this earth because you can't take it with you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But what you can be remembered for is the person you were, you know what I'm saying, the heart that you had for people that you knew or that you were close to, and for people, and to complete strangers. I think that's what will define you the most, how you treat a complete stranger.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
Definitely, bro. No, that's factual.
Yeah.
I read something the other day, actually. It's crazy. It said you can tell a lot about a person based on how they treat other people. You can tell a lot about a person based on how they treat other people. Right? So to me, man, like, what does that mean, right? Well, if you're a person that goes around and treat people just with disrespect, you're always angry with people, no matter what, it shows that you don't have respect for yourself.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? You have insecurities. You know, you're on edge. You lack faith in yourself.
Yeah. And like if you hanging and kicking it with a person that you see treats, you know, people that they don't know unfairly or, you know, in a improper manner, like it's only a while before they treat you that same way, given the correct situation. So you have to watch that. You know, your friends or family, like, you know, how they treat strangers, how they talk about people. You get what I'm saying? Because they probably talking about you that same way behind your back. You get what I'm saying? So let's be more mindful of how we carry ourselves, man. How we think, you know, how we treat others, because it's only a reflection of who you are inside. You know, so how you treat someone else is just how reflection, basically, like you saying, how you feel about yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, you lack self-respect if you can't respect someone else. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's a bar, bro, and that's so true. And it's sad that people don't see it yet. They will, right? Because my legacy, like I said, is planting these seeds. Right, getting people to inquire about things that they wouldn't normally inquire about.
Yeah, that's all.
Getting people to charter areas that are previously uncharted. Right. Yeah. Like that's what we're here for. Yeah. You know, and
because we don't come to you guys like we got life figured out.
We don't. We figure it out. We're figuring it out every day
as we go. We're just making the conscious effort to think about life differently and to correct, you know, what we're realizing that we may be doing wrong and try to improve it. And not to say we're ever going to be perfect.
No, we're not.
But we're progressing. We're progressing minds, man. So,
and one thing I'll say, bro, is it's, man, I forgot what I was about to say, actually. I was about to say it, and then you kept talking.
My bad.
You good. You good. Yeah, we'll never be perfect. We'll never be perfect, but we can strive to be. I always say that, we'll never be perfect, but we can strive to be, right? Mm-hmm. You can strive for anything you want to strive for. I can strive to be a trillionaire. You know what I mean? Right? So, like, that's not me saying I'm going to be that, but it's you continuously putting the effort in to be better. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And to be honest, the moral of this whole story, right, and this is what I was about to say earlier, is it costs $0.00 to be a good person. Yeah. It costs $0.00 to respond to things that may happen to you in an unfriendly manner. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They always say you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It costs $0 to not go from 0 to 100. You know what I mean? Like, chill, relax, be good, be kind, help people out. You feel me? Offer your help to people. Yeah. Even if they don't ask. You know what I mean?
Or if you think they may not deserve it.
Even, especially, because that's growth right there, bro. That's maturity, and it's growth, and it's being a good adult, bro. Like, when you can put your feelings to the side about a person, regardless of, how they may have, treated you or whatever.
Or how you may have heard.
Or heard about them treating you, exactly. Yeah. Doing what you know is right because you know it's the right thing to do. To that same person, that right there will tell you how far you've come. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In this journey we call life. So,
man, I got a quick little funny story on that, man. I was walking out of Walmart the other night, and this lady, she was holding up a sign. I can't remember exactly how she had it worded, but basically like, I'm homeless, can you, offer me any change or whatever. And it was funny because as I was walking out, I saw the sign, and I was like, she don't really look like she missing any meals, man. So I'm gonna just keep walking out like I ain't see her. And then what was funny, she switched from the entry door to the exit door, I guess trying to catch more traffic with the sign. So I was like, oh yeah, she really capping, bro. But it was like, man, I had like a few more steps in my car, man. I felt like, God basically was like, what if I treated you like that? Because you don't deserve it, but I still got you here. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, God. And what's really funny, bro, like sometimes, like, I get mad with God, bro. When he talk to me like that, I was like, bro, chill. Like, bro. Yeah, I bet you don't bother everybody else like this. I'm a good dude. Yeah, man, God, I'm a pretty good guy, man. Yeah. But she ain't hurt from that. He was like, hey, I could do you the same way. So I had to reach in my wallet, man. I took it back to her, but she had like she was, so gracious for it, man. So I just said that little story to say, like, you being a good person can't be predicated on what you think about someone else or how you think they may receive it or if they deserve it, because you still alive, man. Like, we honestly, we ain't promised another breath, but we still here. So you just got to make the most of it, man. And I feel like the best way you can make the most of your life is to give back to others, man, who may be in a worse spot than you. Or even they may be in a better spot financially, but you don't know what they're going through emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Mentally.
And here's the thing about giving too, bro. Like, regardless if that person or if that woman, right, maybe she had a Benz parked out back, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Because here's the thing. If you decide, right, because you're a good person, if you decide to give that person help, it doesn't matter what that person had, right? Mm-hmm. You've stamped your blessing just by doing your part. Even if it was to a person, how you gonna deal with them? Even if it was to a person who doesn't deserve it. Yeah. You've done your part as a good person, bro. So, like, I say continue to do that. Continue to be a good person. Continue to give back. Continue to give to people who are less fortunate, and continue to check on the people who may seem fortunate, bro, because they may be fortunate in one part of life, whether it's finances, whether it's emotional, whatever it is, but they could be severely lacking in the other.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So like, be nice to everybody and check on everybody, and you know, be a good person, bro. It all boils back down to that. Just be a good person. You know, because you just never know.
And don't always be stuck in your definition of what you think a good person is. Mm-hmm. Like, always be looking to expand your mindset on how you could do more. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not always financial. It's time. You know, it's a word of encouragement. We can't get to a point in life and become stagnant. I think that's how you get older than what you really are. If you don't continue to evolve or try to, what's the word I want to say, like, enhance your mind. You get what I'm saying? Once you stop doing that, I think it's downhill from there, man. Yeah. So, you know, always keep evolving. You know, I know people are scared of change, and I'm one of them. But, you know, that's all life is. It's about change, and it's about adjusting to the change.
Yeah. Nothing stays the same. Yeah. And if it does, typically nothing comes from it.
I feel like it's dying. If something doesn't change, it's dying. So.
Because times are changing. Whether you decide to change with it or not.
Yeah.
Right? So you can either change and evolve and, you know, become one with the ever-evolving time.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can not change and stay where you're at in life. Or decline. You know what I mean? Like,
if you're not evolving, bro, you're declining. I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? You can't really.
That's a fact, bro.
You can't stay in that gray area. Like, you either gonna push forward or you gonna fall back.
That's it.
So
that's it, bro.
Hey, man, we ain't gonna preach to y'all all night, man. Yeah. You know, it's been a good episode. This is our very first in-person podcast, man. And
first of many.
Yeah. We got a lot coming for y'all, man.
We got some. Hey, listen, let's talk a little bit about. Listen, we got some bangers coming. I'm excited about these guests we got coming up. This crazy.
Big time.
We got some people coming on the show. They bought it business-wise, man. They bought it business-wise. They bought it, you know, spiritually. My girl, we'll talk about that off camera. But she gonna bring the spiritual aspect to the interview, man. Hey, so I think it's gonna be super dope.
Yeah.
And also, man, listen. This is us speaking something into existence. And I'm going to do it on camera, bro. Listen. We have this event tomorrow. I'm telling y'all right now. Uh-oh. I'm not going to say what it is.
And once you speak it, it's out there.
But I'm going to say this. It is. It's out there. And I'm going to go ahead and put the mic up a little closer.
Hey, come on.
We're going to leave this event twice as good as we came into it, bro. And I say that because I really truly believe that we're about to make some connections. It's gonna change. It's gonna change the show. It's gonna change our lives.
Yeah.
Which will allow us to change their lives. You understand? And by there I mean y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm putting that out there right now. Stay tuned.
Hey, you got a new year coming up.
New year coming up.
Hey, 2020.
Hey, it's been real. It's been fun. God, continue to stay with us because, hey, 2022 right around the corner, but we still what is it? What's the math on that? 17 days away?
Yeah.
So,
give or take, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right? So, it's not promised, but 2021, man, listen, it's been a hell of a year. A lot of highs, even more lows. You know what I mean?
But look, we just grind through them. You get what I'm saying? We can't stay there.
Can't.
Or we'll start declining. Gotta push forward. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta push forward, man. Gotta push forward, man. So listen, this has been the first official show in person, right?
Yes,
so listen, if y'all listening on audio, that's cool, and I love it and I respect it. That's dope. But do yourself a favor. Do everybody else a favor. That's in the room with you, and tune into it on YouTube as well, right? You know what I mean? Like we got a nice visual set up for y'all, man. So like, show us a little love. Right? I mean, show us a little love, man. We putting it in for y'all, man. We doing this because y'all. You understand? We understand the impact of the video. You feel what I'm saying? So check us out on YouTube, Uncharted Mind Podcast. Uncharted Mind Podcast. Again, that is Uncharted Mind Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Right?
It's gonna be in the show notes. Spelled out.
Got to put that. Listen, man, it's been a dope episode. First of many in person. Hope y'all got a lot of information from this episode, man. And if you don't take anything up from this episode, yes, one, start now. But let me tell you what to start now. Think about what you want your legacy to be. All right, that's first step. Second, write it down. Third, along with writing it down, right? Write down the steps it will take for you to achieve that. That's all I need to do.
Break it down.
Break it down. And then this next episode and the next step after that will be to take action. Because that's the most important part. Take action. Execution. Right? Like, we plan too much. You know what I mean? In this day and age, we plan too much, write too much down. We will take action. Let's take action. Write it down. Think about it. Write it down. Write it down again, and then take action. Let's get it, man. Listen, this has been Uncharted. It's been a dope episode. Like I said, again, first of many in person. I'm telling you. Hey,
Shoot, man, boy. If you're doing this in favor, but hey, that just means
Nah, I actually listen. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. But I will say this is probably one of the more impactful episodes, man. I feel like because this episode was actually requested. Yeah, this episode was requested, man. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. And again, this is Uncharted Mind. We're signing off, man. Ready to do the countdown. Everything straight. Chill. Man. Say what?
Gotta get used to looking at. Do we look at the phone or we look at each other?
Each other.
Okay. It's so weird in person. I guess we can go.
We can go back and forth. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, let me get my joint, man. Hold on, man. Hello.
Yeah. Testing. Can't hold it, can I?
You can.
Or I just have to lean up to the. I'm just gonna lean up, bro.
Yeah. We'll be kind of leaning forward too, so.
Alright, this is like the longest setup ever. Alright.
Good?
Yeah, alright.
Hey, let's get it. Hey, what's happening? Hold on. Hey, I came in a little too low on that one, man. Hold on, come back with it. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Right, let's get it. Hey, what's happening, family? My name is Tyler.
Here's Darryl checking in with you.
And this is Uncharted. Damn.
Be patient, y'all. This is our first in person. We're trying to figure out how to do it. Priorities.
You good? Who that?
Damn, we doing good. So come on, man. Oh, what's up, boy? Why you ain't sleep? I know it's about 1 o'clock there. Yeah, I know it. You miss her? No. Why you say that? No. I'm recording with Tyler. You know who I be on the phone with all the time?
What up, boy? Let's have that nephew. What's good with you? Why you ain't sleep, man? I know it's past your bedtime.
Way past. All right. My bad.
Good.
All right. So what that video looking like over there.
Let me see. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.